Spartans, prepare for glory.
Come on. As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to smash upon the like button. Let's talk about this, Cowboy Nation. This must-win game already. Week 4. Elliott in the Ring of Honor, plus more. Let's go. Happy Friday to you and you. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Come on. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Come on. Yup. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation Grove? From my studios to yours. Shout out to the notification squad all the way up. Shout out to the share gang. Continue to share. I heard, sharing is caring. Come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Come on. What is your profession? Come on.
Are you not entertained?
True Blue forever, forever, ever, forever. I see you.
Hey, we came on a mission as captures or kill.
When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too.
No doubt, no doubt. Where all my goofies at? Goofy squad, goof.
You ain't lying.
Come on. Yup. Come on. All right. Come on, get the algorithm going for me. Come on. Yo. Hey. Ho. Hey. Come on. All right. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. You know what I'm saying? Let me
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Just a little bit, y'all. All right, so news out that Jerry Jones, and shout out to Ezekiel Elliott. You know, he's our dog, man. We ain't going to kick Ezekiel Elliott down. He's for the team. He's for us. And we got to get things going one way or another, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell people this all the time, that when we have players on this team that did remarkable jobs, either we kind of shoot them down while they playing on the end of their careers here, and then when they're gone, we elevate them and pump them up and give them all type of accolades and beyond, you know, after they're gone. You know what I'm saying? Because in the physical form, fear it. You know what I'm saying? Let it be known we troublesome, right? But I would say this, it kind of taint it just a little bit when you are doing things in reverse order, right? Like we all know D-Ware, brilliant guy, man, remarkable guy. But it sullies it just a little bit when you see his name being entered into the Ring of Honor. And it's not his fault. Before Jimmy Johnson, right? It kind of sully it a little bit because it takes the attention away, right? So Jerry Jones come out today and he said, hey, I foresee Ezekiel Elijah Elliott in the Ring of Honor, right? And the absolute Ohio State fan, the absolute when he was in St. Louis, whatever team he played for as far as that sport in high school, and the Cowboy fans, all of those people, it kind of taints it just a little bit and sully it just a little bit, because there will be people to take away some of that honor that he's getting, because they're going to say, hey, Jimmy Johnson belongs in there, man. Come on, Jerry. It's going to be about that juxtaposed to what we really honoring, right? So I get all of that. Even the good book, honor thy mother and thy father. But if you honor your uncle and them, you know what I'm saying, aunties and them, and your father and your mother right there, and they did just as much as the uncle and auntie did, it kind of taints that just a little bit, right? And that's just what I'm saying, is when you take that honor and you move it off, and, it gets those type of things going in a negative way. John, appreciate you. He said, I heard a rumor Cowboys might get Patrick Surtain. Not for sure how true that is. Those are only speculations right now. No substance that you can really gravitate and gang on. And people, they throw good stuff out there. So shout out to those who do that, So and that's just how rumors start, right? Whispers. Everything starts from a whisper. But that's a whole nother story, though, John. But I appreciate you for that. So appreciate you, Lasay. Thank you for jumping in. Little Dallas Cowboy, appreciate you so much for being part of this show as well. Is better than Dak. Everyone better than Dak, though, Little Dallas. Everybody's better than Dak. And here's my thought track even with Dak Prescott. He don't have a strong advocacy on the 4-ladder, the 3-ladder network, nor the local media. He don't have a strong advocate. I think Bobby Belt is a guy that stand tall for him, right? But outside of that, on the local media, he don't have a person that will say, hey, these are the things that you have to contextualize. I think one of the guys on the 105.3 The Fan, they we're going to get into this on why this is a must-win game, though, by the way. We're going to get on to this about carrying a team. And I have yet to find someone to determine how do you put into context of a quarterback carrying a team. Can somebody give me resources and information on that? Because I want to know. I need to know. How do you have a quarterback to carry the team? What is your definition of that? And I heard someone say, and this is what I said. Hold on. Let me just give you guys some context to it. Let's pull it up, and then we go over all of this and do that. And Lil Dallas, he jumped to a whole nother sport. He talking about basketball. Just like Jordan, one of the great. He said LeBron law carries every team, right? And shout out to LeBron James, But when we go basketball, even one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan, he don't have a ring without Scottie Pippen, nor without, Phil Jackson. It took him how many years it took Jordan before he won his first one? 7 to 8 years, right? So, but I get it. People think that it is what it is. Yes, indeed. People think it is what it is. So give me a definition of a quarterback carrying a team. Justin Herbert is carrying the Chargers, right? This is what Bad is saying. And how many playoff wins do Justin Herbert got for carrying the Chargers, right? Those are things that we have to contextualize, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so it's just like what it is. And shout out to Justin Herbert. This is no shot or shade at him, Joe Burrows, or any of the younger quarterbacks that don't have a ring. Those are good guys. What's the other guy? Josh. Oh, okay. How's he doing? Josh Allen. How Josh Allen is doing. Michael Vick carried the Falcons. And what were the results? What was the outcome? Aaron did what he did with the Packers. So this is the craziest thing. When we talk about carrying a team, I remember that there was 13-4 Aaron Rodgers, right? One of the greatest quarterbacks that we've seen on this side of Mississippi. And he carried the team, allegedly, to the playoffs, and they lost to the same team we lost to in the playoffs, the 49ers. And don't y'all know, y'all be spitting these things out, but in the last 10 to 12 years, they be getting kicked out of the playoffs, brought to you by the 49ers. So for what I'm seeing now, the 49ers are the absolute team to knock out the good quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So in the last 12 to 13 years, he don't have one. He don't have a ring, right? And that's Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback that plays for this team. Name me the team. I've seen someone made a post about, Law, this was their rebuttal. Well, Law, Troy Aikman carried the 1995 Dallas Cowboys team. And I'm sitting here like, can somebody, I'm going to ask someone in the chat, shout out to you all, I love y'all so much. Can you guys, in 1995, can you put down, ladies and gentlemen, how many rushing yards Emmitt Smith had? How many touchdowns did Emmitt Smith have? Opposed to, and I know it's a different era, but opposed to how many touchdowns the quarterback had. And where was our defense ranked? Can somebody give me those stats? Please hurry up. And Troy Aikman, I got Troy Aikman as the greatest Cowboys quarterback of all time. Next on that list is Roger Staubach. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I looked at it because I didn't get a chance to see Roger play. I was too young at that time. But Troy is my guy. Everybody got their guys. Can somebody put those stats? I got them right here in my mental mindset. That was 30 years ago, right? Yes, indeed. Bad. That was 30 years ago. Yeah. Can somebody put 14? I thought he had 17 total yards, 1,700 yards. Somebody else put it down. 25 touchdowns. Look, Peters got it right there. Peters, you won the prize, man. Drop me your Cash App link. You know what I'm saying? I'll send you something. You know what I'm saying? 1,775 yards and 25 touchdowns. That's from the running back. When the last time we had a running back to give us 25 tubs and 1,700 yards? And how many yards? Look, how many yards did Troy Aikman, how many touchdowns did Troy Aikman had that year? So, man, I mean, come on, baby. So I'm just trying to understand this, of carrying a team. It's all about the team, not the individual. It's not. I want my quarterback to be carried. In actuality, I want this defense to carry Dak Prescott. I want this offense, if when he do like this, if Tony Pollard can fire a hole, hit hole, get there, right? I just need, and I know people going to talk about the money, but at this point, we got our backs against the wall. Because we can't cry about the doggone quarterback because he's here. 59 million reasons, right? Until we can figure out ways you can't trade him away and you can't put him on the franchise tag again, right? So at this point, we come to the point whereas let this defense eat. That's why we got this defense, right? That's why we brought in Dan Quinn, right? He's supposed to be able to get things going. Joe Burrows was carried to the Super Bowl. It's truth only. But no. Joe Burrows' last game of the playoffs, when Sam Herbert scooped and scored, he carried the Cincinnati Bengals. But what's going to happen here, nobody's going to mention that. Look, we can talk about golf. In the first 3 games or the first 4 games, he thrown an interception in every game. And the announcers look at it from even Jared Goff's perspective. He's having the best career. He's having the best games of his career. The quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, we throw one INT. Hey, man, he's turnover prone. I can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Last year, yep. Did people had their heads down and they said, man, the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Colts? No. Chris 214. Dak will it only get credit if he plays the 3rd game preseason starters. Yeah. Let me see how I can decipher. Dak will only get credit if he plays with the 3rd game preseason starters. I see what you're saying, Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Lance is the future. Computer, appreciate your computer. He is young. He has good abilities and strong arm, and he can scramble for yards. Just provide him with a good offense scheme and line, and he will win money. Yeah. I like Trey Lance. I like his tape. I like his mindset out there. But what we can't do is, computers, if you stand alone right there with that statement, this Cowboys organization and fan base don't have time for patience with another quarterback under the developmenting side of things, right? So he's going to take his time to get things going. YouTube don't want to hear the truth. Yeah, so for lately, my Facebook been going crazy good, but my YouTube been lagging. So if you on my Facebook, you know, they say everything. My guy VIP says, yeah, you know, on my Facebook is straight, but on YouTube it's been lagging. But what I realized is that after the video is uploaded, after the live stream is over with, everything is back to norm. So you guys just bear with me on this. It's a YouTube thing, not a Facebook thing, but it is what it is at this point. I don't know how long this is gonna fight me, but you know, we got 1,000 on my I got 1,000 on my download and 1,000 on my upload speed. I got by far the best speed on this side of Mississippi. So it's YouTube sides of things, and I don't know, man. It just been cutting up lately, and killing the algorithm. You know, I got 32 people in here, but it is what it is. Scott Simpson says, "Was you hacked or something?" No, it's just what it is, bro. So what I'm gonna do? It's just what it is. So what I'm gonna do is. Yeah. Justin D said the mainstream clowns, they clowning. Yeah. That's just what it is, man. It's something that's throttling it down. And last night I was looking back at it and I said, I stopped the stream. If you go back and replay it, everything's smooth as butter. Everything's smooth as butter. So it's literally a YouTube thing. Yeah. So I don't care. You know, I'm gonna say what I need to say. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But it is what it is. It's something being throttled down on my end. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Well, on the YouTube sides, because my Facebook crew, like, Lord, it was straight over here, man. Why you cut it off? You know what I'm saying? So all I can say is, if you guys can, you know, just log off, log back in, refresh your signals or what have you, and get things going in the best way possible. And we're going to keep it rolling. Look, this is what happened right here.
San Francisco 49ers and beat the Philadelphia Eagles and beat, let's just say in the first round, the Detroit Lions, and then beat in the Super Bowl Patrick Mahomes or Tua T. He's not good enough. He's not on the level to do that. So I really want the defense to be the thing that cleans it up this week and cleans it up the rest of the way, because this team has to be more like the 85 Bears, or more like the 2000 Ravens, or more like whatever dominant defense you grew up with and loved. To me, that's how the Cowboys have to win, because Dak is not the guy.
No doubt. So, like I said, when we start thinking about all of the things on how you can become the guy, put it like this. That one person's opinion, you can rock with that. Let's say, for example, let that be true then. If we have to be the 85 Bears, if we have to be the 2000 Ravens, it would not be that team because of the fact of how this defense is constructed. So now what we can look at, in order for us to do that, we can't play political football. So let's listen and watch over this right here, ladies and gentlemen, those who are here with the nation. Appreciate you, man. Thank y'all so much. And let's go. Let's listen to my guys, man. My guys over here, man. They be right on it, because this is Okoye and Skywalker Steele earlier this week.
But Wanye could do everyone's job. He could do everybody's job, and he could play over the top. I like him as a free, but He can man up with tight ends too. He did that in the first game against Waller perfectly. So he could do the things you asked Hooker to do. He could definitely play in the backfield the way you asked Wilson to do and play in the box. That's what he was doing. He's playing Wilson's role the first two games. So he definitely could do that. But if he's already familiar with that area of being in the box, especially if you go back to preseason and watch him fill on some of those run concepts,
that might change.
He is 6'3", 220. Don't make no sense.
I thought he was like 6'1",
no,
2 something, like the low 200s. If he's truly 6'3", then why the hell do we have Bell there?
I don't know. Don't make sense to me.
Yo, he is listed at 6'3", 217, 220. What the? Bell. I mean, Bell 6'3". He go about 205 or so. As it was listed,
he ain't that. He ain't that. And he can't. He don't shed blocks either. Wanye. One thing I watched him do. He sheds blocks and he makes those hustle plays. So Wanye's a guy that if you're going to run at a guy that's a safety playing a linebacker role, I'd rather it be Wanye in that position.
Let me tell you about this while you're on to something about that part. I do think Wanye does fly downhill on a couple of those plays. Where it didn't matter if
he blowing it up.
Go look at the Giants game where he was kind of roaming around. Dude just didn't. He just flying down there.
You can't if you try to block him with a wide receiver, he's gonna hit the receiver. Like I watched that in the Seattle preseason game. That was a touchdown. They had a wedge up the sideline, and they had him. If he's already he's last line of defense. He takes the receiver and the back into the out of bounds. He just knocks the receiver out, knocks both of them out. And he did that several times. So I'm like, he's a guy that if you get in front of him, you're not blocking him. He's going to beat you. So, I mean, to me, that's just crazy that they don't even – you see a guy that changed.
That big.
Yeah.
I mean,
No doubt, ladies and gentlemen. So this is my guy Koye's film analysis on Wanye. And if we're not playing – politic football, then we'd be in better shape, ladies and gentlemen. And we see sometimes with the Cowboys that we would take a guy who have unbelievable skill sets, unbelievable abilities, and on top of that, that person would be on the bench. That person would not get a tick. And if we're talking about, hey, if this team ultimately need to be like the 2000 Ravens or the 2020, 2001 or 2 Bucks, then you're gonna have to not do those things. Also, ladies and gentlemen, when we go over this too, let's talk about the other aspect, the other 4,000-pound gorilla that's in the building.
But Wanye could do everything.
Let me see if I got it right here.
But Wanye could do everything.
I almost got it right here. Okay. And that is LVE. We talked about LVE on so many levels of him being in the wrong spot at the wrong time that it goes to this point now. It's becoming crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It's becoming a thing that when you start having multiple people point out the same issue, Coach would say this, not everybody's lying, right? Not everybody is out to hunt to take away with what you do. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that we've been saying over here for many a moons, right? So I get it. A lot of people will look back at this and say, well, Law, what about the fact that you go all the way in on one player but not the other player? And even when we do say things about one player versus the other, people will still hang you, right? It's just what it is. Even just yesterday, we talked about Billy Price, right? We talked about what he can and can't do. But I said that, hey, instead of assurance, this dude is more of a liability. Why, Law? Well, he had 11 penalties. He allowed 5 sacks, less than 800 snaps. But what people will also say, hey, Law, he's a dog, man. He's a beast. Yeah, but he's far, far removed from Ohio. But look, let me play this thing about, and shout out to my dogs again, man. They did a great job of this assessment and re-echoing the same thing that we've been saying over here. Let's pull this up right quick. Appreciate my guy, man, Okoye and Sky.
the backfield. Fowler sets the edge. All LVE has to do is just run off of Fowler's hip, and he'll blow this play up. Like, all he has to do is run straight. He'll blow the play up. He runs to the gap and then stops, almost gets engaged by a blocker, gets off of that, and then still gets out-leveraged. And the only reason that play wasn't a big play is because Curse came and just played hero ball and saved him. Curse saved him. But it was like, how do you screw that up? That play, it was a couple plays where you knew they were keying the mic. They were just saying, like, we're going to run front side, we're going to counter Trey right at the mic based on once he gets engaged, because he's going to allow us to engage him. And every time they did that. On those cutbacks later in the game, too, on those cutback runs, they were keying in on LV all day. And as far as pass coverage, I'm like, you could have saved yourself. You get how do you get two hands,
right there.
two hands on a ball? You don't, that's a pick six if you catch it. Two hands on the ball, and it goes through your hands, and
they caught it. I mean, that's just how you knew it wasn't all day.
That's how you just
almost can't get him in coverage. I actually think that's where I'd rather see LVE in zone coverage. I think he's fantastic when he has to run to a spot and cut off windows. But you can't rely on that. Like when teams aren't, when you aren't playing a bunch of zone and you're putting LVE at the edge, like what are we doing?
I'm just thinking, like, you're better with no linebackers than with LV out there. You're better with Thomas and Bell out there than you are because LV plays like that anyway. He plays like a guy who's not 6'5", 260. He plays like he's a little guy.
Your problem is you put so much responsibility on him that you.
That's my guy right here. Let me know if you guys can still hear and see. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. So we're clear on the Facebook. It's just the dog boy. Let me see if I can. And we are. Y'all let me know if we clear over here again on the YouTube. Y'all let me know. 'Cause it's. Are we clear? Yeah. All right. So it's good. Yeah, we good. Appreciate y'all, man, so much. So we're not beating up on LVE, but if we supposed to be the 2000 Ravens or the 2001 Bucks, 02 Bucks or what have you, or, any variations of defenses, the Legion of Boom, then, and if that's the angle that we supposed to be debating, the fact that these things supposed to be good over there, then why they're not? What is our issue here, right? It's crazy. All right, so we good. All right, appreciate you. Smoke one for you. Appreciate you, man.
TNT Stadium, and Zeke said he expects some emotions. I was curious, was there one particular player you were really emotional about seeing when they came back to play against the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'll tell you, not any more so than Zeke. I don't think that I can recall anybody more than Zeke. When Emmett came back and he had gone to the Cardinals for the year, or possibly however you want to define it too, that was quite a time. And I remember that he got not seriously injured, but he did get hurt sometime I thought early in the ball game, and I really felt the same way that I would have felt had it been with the Cowboys when he got hurt. I really regretted it, although I was very concerned about his ability determining the outcome of the game against us. But yeah, that's kind of a feeling there, but I just can't describe the positive thing that Zeke brings. And it is a concern for me relative to playing the Patriots. And because he'll add a octave to it. And I'm talking about just his demeanor in the dressing room and his demeanor at practice, all of that. I spoke to it all during his career. And in a way, it was as powerful as when you see him get that body lean and get down lower that center of gravity and punish those tacklers. So, I miss him. he talked about that he didn't hear a lot from me. We did talk after we had after he had made the decision. There was a lot of me that wanted it to. I wanted the best for him, of course, but still I want the best for the Cowboys. And I was kind of laying in the weeds thinking that it might not go good for him out here with another team and that we would be able, at the end, be able to do something. And, of course, I knew that wasn't going to be the case when Bill Belichick called about him and was asking all the right questions.
Now, with that level of admiration for Zeke, and I know he's still got plenty of playing time left, I was kind of curious, do you view him as the type of player that would be worthy for future Ring of Honor induction?
I do. Yes, I
All right, so Jay Recruiter says Zeke was a generational running back that deserved to be in the Ring of Honor. To me, he was more deserving than Romo and Ware. I don't know about D Ware, but I get with what you're saying as far as Ezekiel Elliott. I think the world of him. I think that the Cowboys themselves kind of did themselves a disservice of Ezekiel Elliott because of the coaching. You know, we had 4 years of Jason Garrett with Zeke, right? 4.5 basically. And then the moment you added in a rookie coach, basically a person who was a quarterback, to be able to call the same amount of plays for Zeke as a running back, there had to be some type of drop-off. You did that yourself, Cowboy Nation. I think that if we were to look back at all of these years, man, coaching matters. If you think coaching don't matter, look at primetime, what he's doing over there in Colorado, right? I mean, coaching matter. They won 1 game last year and the previous year before that. They already eclipsed what, most people said that they needed to do anyway, right? Coaching extremely matters. And then when you're going through the processes of it, the whole mindset of, even when you look back at the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid is no slouch over there. But I can tell you that he got most of his lumps and everything when he was in the Eagles land, right? And then from there, he carried most of that information over to the Chiefs, and he already pledged the coaching life, right? So now you see the benefits of having a coach with a Hall of Fame quarterback and able to win. But if you extrapolate both of those Super Bowls that he won, you will see that, hey, everything wasn't just for Pat Mahomes. You can literally argue that, hey, in those 2 Super Bowls, the run game was everything. Both of them, But that's a whole nother story when we start talking about other franchises and how they operate and move. But I'm with the belief that defense wins championships as well. Paul says, how can you put Zeke in the Ring of Honor and not Jimmy? Well, he bought the team financially. We bought the team emotionally. That's just how it goes, man, ladies and gentlemen. That's just what it is. Jay Lombardi was voted, this is for my guy, Ware was voted first team All-Pro 4 times, 07, 09, 2011, second team All-Pro 3 times, 06, 10, 12, and was selected to 9 Pro Bowls, 2007, 19, through 13 and 2015 through 16, and that's with 2 different teams there. So yeah, man, D-Ware is him, you know what I'm saying? And the problem with D-Ware is, think about this, D-Ware could have been even better if we had better defensive coordinations, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how all of that kind of, like how the cookie crumbled. Like I would say this too, if you look at Tony Romo when he was here, if we just pick up a legitimate coach and put that particular coach on this team, opposed to Jason Garrett, right? Learning on the fly and beyond. I'm not picking at Jason Garrett, but this team would have been even better. That's what I'm trying to say. Where was the beach? Yes, indeed. D. Ware's a legend. Yeah. Jay Lamar. Yes, indeed. So I get it, man. I get all of that, and I understand the ebbs and flows of making sure that you got certain things certain ways. Here's my guy, Duke Manyweather, speaking to Zach.
I like runs. for the week. So whatever our game plan runs consists of, they'll have cut-ups of those type of runs that other teams have done against them. So I'll flip that on and I'll go through really how they're playing combination blocks. So, how they're playing a B block, how they're playing a single block, how they're playing a back block. So I'll kind of dive and watch a handful of each of those, kind of see, all right, how do they react when they get two guys on him right away? Is he playing into the tackle more? Is he going to play into the guard more? Is he going to squeeze the guard's shoulder, kind of like runs?
So that's expertise right there from, I would say, Zach Martin. And he's the reason why he's a walking gold jacket guy. And when you leave that out there and don't have that on the field, regardless of who you play with, you're going to see drop-offs. And when you go into a game and you have 4 out of the 5 guys who didn't play the previous week, you're going to have drop-offs. And that's just how it goes. All right, let me know if y'all straight, man. Let me know if you guys can still hear, see, and do all of that other great stuff for me. Let me know. And before I try to fix up some few things, because it's still showing on my end that the connection is terrible.